Four Horsemen leader standing by.
This is Four Horsemen 23, standing by.
This is Four Horsemen 66, standing by. When did Porkins get upgraded to squad leader?
Look, there's a lot of KFCs up here. I'm starving.
I didn't realize that KFC was big in Michigan.
It's big. It's big. It is now.
Okay. So, Wing Leader, what is this week at Four Horsemen?
This week at Four Horsemen is our weekly show. We're going to talk about some events, some sales promotions, and other nerdy stuff happening in and around the shop.
Yes, and we're going to start off this week with a giveaway. It's actually going to be later in the show because we have a very exciting feature this week, and that is the Four Horsemen Marvel Trivia Challenge. Ron versus the audience.
This is going to be a terrible idea.
Yes, this is going to be later in the show where you can participate in the Facebook chat, and if the audience gets more points than Ron, then we're going to pull some names from a jar to give away Avengers tickets, free comic books, free subscriptions, a free trade, all sorts of goodies. So stay tuned and get your MCU knowledge ready. Put your thinking caps on, rub your temples, do some Vulcan meditations. Yes. All right, let's move on to comics. And first up this week, we have a new issue of Hunt for Wolverine. This is number 1. So Wolverine's been dead, right, Ron?
Wolverine's been dead for like ever. He actually stayed dead for like a year, 2 years this time.
I feel like it's been 2 years or more.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But it seems
I'm glad he's back.
They're bringing him back slowly, and they're just giving like the X-Men hints about it. And apparently the X-Men have to kind of go on a detective thing and kind of figure out where Wolverine has been.
All right.
Very interesting. And then also this week we have, just in time for Infinity War, we have the Thanos Annual. So maybe if you don't read a lot of comics and you don't know a lot about Thanos, this is a good thing to pick up, because this comic is Ghost Rider kind of giving you a history on why Thanos is so big and so bad.
He's going to be great in the movie too, by the way.
He's going to be a bro, Len. I don't know. That was
bad. That was bad. I thought you go with something like Titan or something. No?
I don't know. Do you, random piece of trivia, what planet is Thanos from?
Does this count?
No.
Is this an official?
No,
question?
this is an off the cuff.
Thanos world.
Trick question. He's from a moon in our solar system.
Our moon?
You just
the Earth's moon?
You just said it. You just said it.
Titan.
He's from Titan. Yes.
He's from Titan.
He is from Titan. All right, moving on. Also from Marvel, we have the new issue of Vader 15, in which Vader brings Mon Calamari to heel. You see him there just stabbing the planet. He swam down into the ocean, went to the surface of the planet, and he's just stabbing it. And he's just saying, Mon Calamari, you listen to me or I'll just fry you up in some butter.
There's easier ways to get sushi. Sorry.
There's actually like 2 or 3 great places in Morgantown. Mr. Anakin, I could send you a number.
We'll get you some delivery.
I could suggest you like their pages on Facebook. Get that taken care of for you. Also, in Star Wars world, we have Aphra number 19. And Ron, you may remember that I mentioned that the evil droid 000, who's basically evil C-3PO, he's blackmailed Aphra into becoming his slave. And it seems like that storyline is coming to a head in this issue. If you are not reading Aphra, you should be. It is amazing.
I would read it just for the evil droids.
So yeah, if you've never read Aphra, her 2 droids are basically an evil, literally bloodthirsty version of C-3PO and R2-D2, and they are the funniest Star Wars characters maybe ever. They are just hilarious. All they talk about is murdering people and is the best.
I like them already.
Yes. And speaking of funny, horrible, terrible things, my staff pick this week is one of my favorite podcasts, which doesn't really narrow it down because I'm kind of a podcast addict. Attention Hell Mart Shoppers, which is an audio drama about a big box store that was built on the gates of hell. And this is basically about the staff who works there and the everyday experiences they have. Like, oh, do you remember that time a bunch of teenagers snuck into the store and they had a rave, but it happened to be on a full moon, and the DJ, he said this evil curse and turned them all into zombies, and the zombies went on a rampage and they killed half of the customers, and the only reason we ended up winning the store back is because we took all the monkeys from the pet department and gave them hunting rifles from the sporting goods department, and we were able to rout them in the end, and just, your basic shopping things. Or
Jeremy from the Facebook chat says he thinks he works there.
I used to work there. I only really work there about one night a week now. So, but it's super funny. This is like the second funniest podcast I've ever listened to in my life, and it's just absolute absurdity. You can find it on iTunes and Stitcher and wherever else you get your podcasts. It's so funny.
Nice.
All right, moving on to the Four Horsemen versus series. Last week, Spyro trashed Bahamut. It wasn't even close, and you know what that means, Ron.
That means we need a recount. That's what that means.
No.
How does Spyro beat Bahamut? Seriously.
Because he's Spyro. He's like the most lovable, likable video game character for my generation, anyways. But this means Ron and I had.
Who failed me? Was it Facebook?
Spyro
Twitter?
won on all three platforms.
Oh, jeez.
There was no contest.
All right. I'll give you this one.
You can't blame this one all on Twitter. Spyro wins. And that means we had a bet last week. Ron bet that if Bahamut would win, and if he did so indeed on the following week's show, so next week, I would have to do some off-the-cuff karaoke of Ron's choice. But since Spyro wins, that means next week Ron gets to do karaoke of my choice. I will be accepting song suggestions in my Facebook inbox all throughout this week.
Can I vote?
Yeah, sure. Suggest away.
30 seconds of silence. How about that?
No.
No?
All right. Ron, who won our comment contest this week?
Paul Mills brought it home with, I'm just going to hit reset on my PlayStation until Spyro wins. It's probably pretty accurate.
And in fact, he didn't have to hit the reset button once.
He just won right out of the gate.
Yeah. And this week, the eclectic matchups continue with Krampus versus Pinkie Pie. I know what you're going to say, and go ahead and say it.
Krampus!
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
like in a cage fight, Krampus versus Pinkie Pie, Krampus wins because she's a little pony and he breaks her neck. But what if Pinkie Pie was very good? Because Krampus just takes away naughty children.
Well, Pinkie Pie is clearly picking a fight, so not that good.
Well, no, I'm saying like if she's very good, he has like no ground to stand on here. Because
that's actually a valid argument because he would have no reason to go get her.
Do you remember when a few weeks back we had the Dungeon Master versus the Powerpuff Girls, and we decided the Powerpuff Girls would win because the rules of Dungeons and Dragons don't apply to children, so they won on a technicality. I think that Pinkie Pie wins here on a technicality as well, although that is assuming she's good, and it's very possible that she's been a bad pony.
I think she's a bad pony. Yeah, she's going down.
I mean, this is the only pony that we have here that has her own party cannon. So
Blaine was actually talking to me last week about his Krampus Hellraiser Christmas tree story. Not safe for the show, but I thought it was pretty funny.
Oh, maybe we'll get him in on issue 69 to include that story for us. Yeah, more details on that later. All right, so we will find out. We will find out more about Pinkie Pie and Krampus next week. All right, moving on to events. We've got some photos from last week's events. Take it away, Ron.
All right. I've got a little bit of a delay on my end, so I am not sure what pictures we're seeing right now.
We are looking at a slew of Dominaria pre-release packs.
Yep. So we had we had the Dominaria pre-release last week. It was a lot of fun. Had a lot of people come out. Had a midnight event. Had weekend events. Running the whole time. We had also, on top of the Dominaria pre-release, we also had a Pokemon pre-release. I think there's a couple pictures in there of that. We had the 90s themed Dominaria events, so we had a ton of just 90s flavored candy or themed candy. It was so good.
Ron, why did you include a naked picture of yourself on a donkey?
Upload that one by accident. Look, what happens in Michigan stays in Michigan.
Okay,
Right.
I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to send those nudes to me, but all right, that's fine.
You asked for.
I appreciate the thought.
Look, man.
All right, moving on
Right.
to this week's events. Here's a calendar image with all of this week's gaming events. And if you need details on any more of these, please go to facebook.com/4horsemencomics and click on the events tab. Now, first up, we have a Second Chance Pokemon pre-release. Ron, when is that? How much is that?
Pokemon pre-release. We're having a Second Chance pre-release this Friday night. It's going to take the place or kind of go in conjunction with our regular Pokemon League. It is going to start between 6 and 7 is our registration, with the event starting promptly at 7. It's going to be $30 entry.
How often do you get a second chance at a pre-release?
Not very often.
Never.
Just this once.
Yes. Now, so Saturday, we are having an event for you board gamers that maybe you've heard of. I think we've mentioned it once or twice before. What is that, Ron?
That is a little thing called International Tabletop Day. It's happening, like Ryan said, Saturday, April 28th. It's going to be a whole day event. A lot of fun. A lot of different games we're going to play. Come on out and play some board games.
Yes,
That's what the whole day's about.
We have a full schedule of all the demos and events that we're running for the International Tabletop Day. That is on our Facebook event page, so just go to our page and click on events and you'll see it there. But we also have some more Magic events going on. The Dominaria release is this weekend. It goes on sale this Friday. So, of course, we're having the Dominaria Draft Weekend, where we are featuring on-demand draft pods firing all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 8 players, UN, 7 friends, $15. Play all weekend. And then we have another Dominaria limited event. Is that correct, Ron?
We do. It's a full box Dominaria sealed. So you're going to get an entire box of Dominaria. You're going to crack that thing open. That's what you're going to build your deck from. $115 entry. It's Saturday at 2. And everybody, so we had another event where we had some Land of War Elves promos. We had some of those left over. We're going to throw those in. Any participant gets one of those.
That is beautiful elf promo.
It's really nice.
It's the Orlando Bloom of elf promos. Oh, no, actually, better. That's the Evangeline Lilly of elf promos. I forgot she's an elf now, and I can say her because she's prettier. No offense. No
I
offense.
don't know. Orlando's, he's a pretty man.
He's a good-looking man, but Evangeline Lilly, she is... Her parents named her accurately. Like, Evangeline Lilly, like, wow. Chef's kiss.
Yep.
All right, also, we want to let you know that Free Comic Book Day is coming next week.
May 5th, yes.
Ugh.
It's coming fast and furious.
And if you've never heard of Free Comic Book Day, it is exactly what it sounds like. You come in, we have a selection of free comics that were sent to us specifically for Free Comic Book Day. We will be giving them out. We normally do sales and promotions and giveaways, all sorts of stuff. Last year there was this idiot in a dinosaur costume. It was a good time.
Is Donnie going to make this event this year?
I heard that he was actually in the hospital. He had a bit of an injury.
I think we have the technology. We can rebuild him.
I'm not sure we do.
Oh, we do.
All right,
if we got the technology to make me sing, Donnie can dance.
Well, we'll find out next week if Donnie's going to make it to Free Comic Book Day. But also coming out digitally on May the 5th is the premiere of Between the Panels, the Four Horsemen comic book podcast featuring your 3 Musketeers from the production team of this week at Four Horsemen. So you can find that live on all of our digital platforms. More details on next week's show. Very, very excited about that.
Cool.
Yes. Are you ready for my favorite
And my
segment?
favorite.
Yes. It's time for This Week in Star Wars, where a new slew of character posters from Solo: A Star Wars Story have been released with a couple new characters and actors that I wasn't even aware were in the movie. Maybe that's just because I'm not paying attention. Isn't that Lando poster awesome?
I have not seen any of these posters yet, so I'm seeing these actually for the first time.
They are beautiful. I saw the Chewbacca one first yesterday, and I was just like, oh, Chewie. Oh,
I like how they've used the Millennium Falcon cockpit in all these.
Yeah, the window front. Yeah, it's really cool. Now, there's something coming up here. So this character, they showed her picture first without saying who it was, and I thought it was going to be Sana, Han's wife from the Marvel comics.
Right.
But it is not. It is somebody named Val. Disappointed. Paul Bettany's in this movie?
Val.
Did you know Paul Bettany's in this movie?
No, I did not.
I did not know Paul Bettany was in this movie either until I saw this poster. It looks like he betrayed Negan, and Negan took an iron to his face, is what it looks like. You gotta follow Negan's rules, Paul Bettany.
Dryden? Is that his name?
I guess so. I don't know. We're gonna find out soon. We only have a month. Exactly 1 month from today.
Yep.
Excited. There's also another actor in this movie that I didn't know was in here. His poster's coming up soon. Jon Favreau is in this movie. Did you know that, Ron?
That one I did know.
You did know? Okay, well, I
did know that one.
I feel inadequate now. I should have known that Jon Favreau was in this movie. I feel like I Go ahead.
Have they done much with the droid? I can't place the actress or actor that's the one that voiced the droid.
I don't know who that is. Typically I'll wait till a day or two before, and anybody I don't know, I'll look at their IMDb page, and I haven't done that for this movie yet.
Right.
But yeah, it's coming up soon. But we need to jump into our MCU content, because this episode is all about Avengers, because we are just excited for a certain movie that's coming out this week. So let's start.
It's going to be such a good week.
Let's start with our top 10 Marvel Cinematic Universe characters. Ron's list is on the left. My list is on the right. Ron, go ahead and tell us about your number 10. Your number 10 is Obadiah Stane, played by Jeff Bridges. He was fat. He was actually the first villain. Yes. But Jeff Bridges did a great job, because Jeff Bridges, he's the dude, man. I'm sorry. And I had at number 10 Brett Dalton as Grant Ward from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., partially as a honorable mention because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is probably my favorite show on television right now, but also just because he was a really impressive character. If he had a supervillain name, it would have been the Cockroach, because that guy just would not die. He was originally like part of the team, and then you find out that he's Hydra, and it's like this huge twist, and you can't believe it. And then for 2 seasons, you're wondering, like, won't he with Daisy? Are they going to redeem him? Are they going to bring him back into the team? And I'm like, please don't redeem this guy. I just want him to be a bad guy. And then finally Coulson kills him, and it's so satisfying. But then even then, he won't go away, because an Inhuman possesses his dead body, reanimates the corpse, and he becomes the villain for season 3.
They did such a good job with his character, and you'll see Grant Ward on my list a little bit higher up. I love that character. I thought he did a great job.
You have to read.
Okay, and we're moving on to number 9. Ron had Hugo Weaving as the Red Skull.
The Red Skull. Hugo Weaving is one of my favorite actors, like, ever. And his portrayal of Red Skull was amazing. I don't think they could have got a better actor to play that character. He's so creepy.
I have to agree. This was actually number 11 on my list. I mean, I love Hugo Weaving, ever since Lord of the Rings. The guy just rocks my world. And
Yeah.
Red Skull is one of the best classic Marvel villains,
He's been around forever.
up there with Magneto and Doctor Doom. He's really fantastic. I had somebody who is a little bit of a different take at number 9. I had Andy Serkis as Ulysses Claw. Now, Ron, another off-the-cuff Marvel trivia. Andy Serkis first portrayed Ulysses Claw in what Marvel Cinematic Universe movie?
No idea.
Well, guess.
No clue.
Well, guess.
Iron Man. I have no idea.
Do you even know who Ulysses Claw? That's.
I have no idea. I know who Andy Serkis is.
He's the secondary villain from Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
The guy with the arm cannon.
Okay.
But
I'll take your word for that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see it tonight at 10.
You've seen it before. He was a really good character, and I need you to vitalize. I need you to affirm my opinions. Tell me that they matter.
Your opinion matters.
All right, go on to number 8. We're moving on to number 8. Ron, you had Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio from the Daredevil series.
So I was never a fan of Daredevil until I saw the Netflix series for Daredevil, and he did such a good job.
As were the rest of us.
Yeah. The Netflix series really did a good job with that, and especially with the Kingpin figure. I couldn't care less about that character. And then after the after the Daredevil series, I actually wanted Netflix to make a Kingpin series, which I think been great.
He was a villain who was on one end completely and utterly ruthless and just a truly like evil figure, but then on another end, he has like this whole origin story that kind of justifies his mindset, and you kind of see where he's like this almost Jokerish type character where he just wants to burn the world to the ground and rebuild it the way he wants to see it. He was truly terrifying. And then I had number 8, Cate Blanchett. Speaking of truly terrifying, Cate Blanchett as Hela from Thor Ragnarok. She wow. Okay, so typically with these characters, I like characters that are a little more three-dimensional, where you kind of get into their origin and you kind of see their motivation and you kind of understand what's going on. Hela is a little one-dimensional. She's just mad and she wants to kill everything. But Cate Blanchett plays her so well, and she is so scary that she just has to be on the list.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I ever met Cate Blanchett in real life, I'd be too afraid to talk to her.
she's very very commanding in that movie.
She is indeed. She is the master and the commander. And then number 7, you had Grant Ward at number 7, and I had Jeff Goldblum as the Grand Master. It's my number 7.
I didn't really consider him a villain. I guess he kind of was.
No,
but...
he's a villain. I mean, where are you from? Asgard? What's your name? The Lord of Thunder? It's really more of a sparkle.
Yeah, sparkle?
Yeah, it's really more of a sparkle. I wish that Disney had the X-Men rights so that he could have called Thor Jubilee. How great would that have been?
That'd have been pretty good.
It would have been great. All right, moving on to number 6. You had Michael Keaton as Adrian Toomes, the Vulture.
Yep, Vulture was never one of my favorite characters, and he's kind of mentioned here just because of Michael Keaton. I think Michael Keaton did a really good job, and actually there is one scene in Homecoming that I think was probably one of the most stressful scenes.
Is it the car scene?
It was the car scene in any Marvel movie. That just it really stressed me out. Yeah.
No, I have to agree. Like, Vulture is not my favorite Spider-Man villain, but Michael Keaton just plays him so well. Yeah. Kind of like Wilson Fisk, but not as evil, where like he's doing these terrible things, but you also have like this justification for him where he's this dad that was screwed over by the government, and right. he has this contract to clean up the debris from the Battle of New York, and he finds out that he can't do it and he overextended himself, and Tony Stark's company is getting paid to clean up Tony Stark's mess, and like he went off the deep end. Who wouldn't? And he's really like his ultimate motivation there is just to support his family, and to cap it all off, he figures out who Spider-Man is in about 5 minutes, which is awesome. And then at the end, in the scene in prison with Scorpion where he decides not to betray Peter, he's just awesome. And then I had Wilson Fisk at number 6, who we've already spoken about. And then Ron, you had Josh Brolin as Thanos at number 5.
Thanos, I'm really looking forward to Infinity War. That is this weekend. I I cannot wait to see more of him other than just like these short little clips that they've been teasing us with for the last, how many years now? Decades?
10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to see more of this.
Yes, quite ridiculous.
I do wish he was more purple, though. I know that's a silly thing to get hung up on, but I want a purple Thanos.
Well, speaking of purple, my number 5 is David Tennant as the Purple Man.
That's a good one. I didn't even think about David Tennant.
I
think David Tennant, though.
So if you haven't seen Jessica Jones, highly recommend it. But the season 1 villain is the Purple Man, and David Tennant is just so intimidating, which is not usually what you associate with David Tennant. But he's basically this villain who can control people and make them do whatever you want. And how do you beat that guy? How do you beat that?
Yep.
Well, Jessica Jones finds a way, but you'll have to watch the show to find out. All right, number 4.
She did good.
Yeah, she did good. Good job, Jess. All right, and you had James Spader as Ultron at number 4.
Yep. I know that we never actually saw James Spader, but his voice and using his voice for Ultron, I thought was a fantastic choice. And I really liked the character Ultron. Again, it's what they did with him in the movie and how they sort of evolved him. And to Ultron's like, yeah, just matter of fact, I'm going to wipe all you people out. We don't need any of you guys.
Yeah, I have to say that they really made that decision in spades. It was good. And then I had a Vulture as mine. I had my Vulture as my number 4. So we're moving on to our top 3 here. And you had Hela, Cate Blanchett, at number 3, who we've already spoken about. And my number 3, somebody who super impressed me, who I think stole the movie away from Chad, the Black Panther guy, is Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. I thought that he stole that movie away from from T'Challa, from the Black Panther character. He was, the way they built his story, and then the reveal of who he was, and then the fight on the waterfall where he fights Black Panther. I was kind of rooting for him. Like, this guy's gotten screwed over.
I wanted him to win.
I know, it's like and Michael B. Jordan is a heck of an actor. Time for Marvel trivia. Not in the MCU, but in what other Marvel movie was Michael B. Jordan in, and who did he play? And I will give you a hint. It changed the race of that character from white to black. Off the cuff trivia.
Idea.
He played Johnny Storm in the most recent Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did. And Stan Lee said he was a better Johnny Storm than Chris Evans.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. Ron, you had Ego, Kurt Russell from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
How could you not like a whole planet as a villain?
Yeah.
I love Kurt Russell in this. I thought he did a good job. The character, I did not know anything about this character until this movie. I had no idea that Star-Lord's dad was a planet. Kind of cool. Fun fact.
Yeah. And then for number 2, I had Robert Redford as Alexander Pierce, who is from the Captain America the Winter Soldier. And that's because he's ultimately the scariest villain on any of these lists, because he's the most real, and because he is a politician who secretly is this evil villain and is just manipulating policy to adjust to his agenda. And isn't that something we should all be afraid of?
Yes.
And also Robert Redford.
True.
So, yes. And then number 1, at no surprise, I probably could have guessed it, both of us have Loki. Because Loki.
Tom Hiddleston, come on. He's smooth, he's cool, and he's so evil.
He's so evil, so wonderful. All the ladies love him. All the guys want to be him.
Yeah, and he makes no excuses for his evilness. He's like, look, I'm going to be a jerk. Deal with it.
Yes. All right, we need to move on. We're moving on to Countdown to Infinity, where we are almost done. This is the final week. And, of course, this week we have to double up with 2 movies because Marvel decided to move the release of Avengers Infinity War up 1 week. So this week we're talking about Thor Ragnarok. This movie, wow.
Best buddy cop movie ever.
Wow. I mean, yeah. And it's also like, it stands out because the opinions on the first two Thor movies kind of range from awful to pretty okay to really
All
good.
right.
Yeah, but this one just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I didn't hear too many people say a whole lot of bad things about Ragnarok. Other than they didn't, some people didn't like the villain. They didn't think that she was quite evil enough, and I'm not sure
Hela?
how genocide really isn't
Like
evil enough.
universal
Okay.
genocide, universal
Yeah.
genocide and conquest.
Yeah.
The
I
only
guess-
the only criticisms I've heard of this movie is that it has too much humor in it, which I protest. It's just,
I like the humor.
hey man, I'm cool. Did you know? Okay. Off the cuff MCU trivia.
Okay.
Korg is voiced by.
Oh God, I actually know this. Holy cow.
You don't even have to say the name. If you just say who the person is in relation to this movie, I'll accept it.
I have no idea.
He's voiced by the director of this movie.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Moving on to our final movie before we get there is Black Panther, which we've honestly spoken a lot about in the past 2 months because this movie came out 2 months ago. So, Black Panther.
It's fairly recent.
Yes. All right. Oh, it's coming out this week. Infinity Wars. I already have my tickets. I'm going to see it in 2 days, 2 nights. This 48 hours from now, I will be walking out of this movie. That's astounding.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Can't wait. No, I'm not ready at all. How long? Do you know what the runtime is on this? How long it is?
I think it's about 2.5 hours. I don't have an exact runtime on this.
That's not enough. It is not enough time. There are so many people and there's so many things happening. I can't imagine this thing is less than 6 hours long.
So, I was texting with Beck earlier, and we were talking about what time the babysitter needed to come to watch Drake so we could go see this movie. And she Googled, how long is Avengers? And there's a typo in Google so that it says instead of 2 hours and 30-something minutes, it says 12 hours and 30-something minutes. And she sent me the screenshot, and I said, all right, let's do it. I'm ready. Just going to sit through all of this. I'm not going to work the next day. All right, so it's time to go ahead and move on to our Horseman of the Week. And our Horseman of the Week is Marvel Studios, because we just want to acknowledge the historic undertaking that this production company has overtaken. There has literally never, ever been something like this, where a studio has made so many movies building towards one movie, one giant crossover over a decade. This is the first time this has ever been tried. I am so happy that I'm alive and I have gone to see basically all of these movies and been a part of this since almost the beginning. It has been such a massive ride, and it's not even over here with Infinity Wars. This is just kind of the cap. I mean, Ron, when you started going to the movies when you were a kid, did you ever imagine that anything like this would ever happen?
No. For me as a kid, if they made a sequel, it was a really big deal. But to have the foresight to put something like this in motion, literally years and years and years ago, and tie it all together so well, and just to have, everything coming to a central point from so many different angles. The biggest thing that I couldn't figure out was how they were going to get Guardians of the Galaxy. Other than the Gamora tie, but how in the world they were going to tie that together, and Ragnarok.
We found out at the end of Ragnarok. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of hope that if they do kill Thanos, that Nebula and Gamora kind of get that killing blow. But probably won't happen. It'll probably be either Cap or Tony. Yeah. So.
Rocket Raccoon.
Salute you. All right, moving on to the Four Horsemen mailbag. We have a real simple question that was sent in this week. Ron, Avengers or the other infamous superhero team? There are two superhero teams when it comes to the gold standard of superhero teams, and you have to choose between them: the Avengers or the Revengers.
Is Spider-Man on either one of them?
No. Well, yes, he's an Avenger.
He's technically an Avenger.
He is an Avenger. Well, he actually, so far, he's not an Avenger because at the end of Spider-Man: Homecoming, he turned it down. But he will.
I hope so. I would go with Avengers, even though Captain America's on it.
I'm gonna say Revengers because they're the Revengers. I'm putting together a team. I was
We're gonna
wondering
call
if
it
you'd
the-
be interested. Does the team have a name? Yes, we're the Revengers because
Revengers.
we're revenging. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for this trivia contest. We can't keep it underway. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to read a Marvel Cinematic Universe trivia question. We are going to have 1 minute on the clock. And at the end of that minute, Ron is going to answer the question. During that minute, everybody in the chat has an opportunity to answer. If anyone in the chat gets it correct, then the audience gets a point. If Ron gets it correct, he gets a point. And then anybody who participates, we're going to be putting your name in the fishbowl. And if the audience wins, at the end, we're going to pull names for a bunch of prizes. Oh, so let me get some tickets. We got a
Call
pen.
up Google.
No. Ron, you're not allowed to use Google. Audience, please use Google. These questions are very hard. They are extremely difficult. We may have to up it to 90 seconds. All right.
Hey, I'm starting a team. Jeremy's the first one on it. It's the Ron Vengers.
The Ron Vengers. Does this team have Loki and the Valkyrie on it?
Yes.
It does? Okay.
Danger Atkins. Yes, we're all Ron Vengers.
Danger, Ron Robinson. Danger. All right, so we're getting our clock.
All right, so do I get points for creative answers?
If you make Alex laugh out loud, you get a point.
All right.
All right. That should be difficult enough.
Let me mute my mic.
It's not muted already.
Okay. The first question is, listen up, audience. These are all questions in regards to the MCU movies and TV shows. The roster of Phil Coulson's team in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has changed many times over the years. But who were the original 6? 1 minute on the clock. Ron, don't touch Google. Hands up. Hands.
Do I just say say them or
No, when the minute is up, then you get. We're giving the audience 1 minute to answer. We may change this to 30 seconds depending on how painfully slow this goes by. We may have to change it to 30 seconds. Do you have an answer, Ron?
I think I do.
Do you have all 6?
There's 6?
There's 6 from the original team from season 1, episode 1.
I think so.
Phil Coulson going around. Would you like to join my team? Oh, I don't want you in the field. I just want you to drive the bus. Okay. We got Jeremy Slider coming. Hey, you're not looking at the chat, are you? Close the chat, Ron.
Not anymore.
Close the chat, Ron.
No, I think I've got this. This is going to sound really dumb. I don't know the character. I can't remember the character name, but I remember the actress name. How dumb is that? Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
My brain's misfiring again.
All right, we've got Shane Godfrey is the first person in the fishbowl. Jeremy Slider is another person in the fishbowl. All right. We've got those names in there. And our minute is up. Ron, how many can you give us?
All right. I got Daisy, or not technically Daisy till near the end. Ward, Coulson, Fitz, Simmons, and I'm drawing a blank on her name.
I'm going to
her
punch you in the head.
Noah.
No, her name is not that.
May.
Yeah, Agent May. Oh
Agent
my
May.
God. Oh my. Okay. So Ron and the audience each get a point. Yay! Oh, and Blaine. We also got some answers from Blaine there. So Blaine is going in the fishbowl. Boom, Mr. Sites.
I don't know if you're watching the chat.
Do
Seth
not
Davis,
close the
Harry
chat.
Potter, Master Chief, Professor X, Cat Dog, Tom Cruise, and the guy from Doom.
Ron, literally close the chat. That's cheating.
All right.
All right, close the chat. Close the chat. Okay. All right, question number 2. And the name characters who have been recast in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and get 1 point for each character that you correctly name. I have 5 here on my sheet, but there are probably some more.
Do you want the actors or the character names?
I want the characters who have been recast, essentially played by more than one actor. The clock has already started. All right,
Okay.
Mr. Slider is in there, so he's getting another ticket. Mr. Godfrey is getting another ticket. in the thing. You can get multiple tickets in the fishbowl, but you can only win one prize. Blaine, I don't think that's correct. We might Google that, but I don't think that's correct. Shane, that is not correct.
I want to see some of these replies. I really do.
Ron, you've got 26 seconds. Do you even have a single answer ready?
I do, but
Okay.
I can't think of any other ones.
There are two that are super easy. There's one that's kind of medium, and then there's two that are a little more difficult. Kyle Atkins is going in the fishbowl.
Good job, Kyle.
Yes. Blaine says he's right, so I guess I'll Google that here.
All right,
No.
I'm sure that the chat's already said this, but the
All
only
right,
one that I
time-
can think of,
Time is up. Ron, give me an answer.
all I have is Rhodey.
Is Rhodey? Yes, but there's one that's even easier than that.
Easier than Rhodey?
Yes, so Ron
Who?
gets 1 point. The audience gets 3 points.
80.
Yes, so that takes the audience up to 4. So Ron, Bruce Banner, originally played by Edward Norton in The Incredible Hulk, and then was recast to Mark Ruffalo for the Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
No, it's not. I guess.
I just don't count that first movie as part of the Avengers. But yeah, you're right.
But it
Yeah.
is.
It
But
is.
It
Yeah.
is. Okay. Also, Howard Stark has been played by 3 different actors.
Oh, okay.
Thanos has been played by 2 different actors.
Yeah.
And Fandral, one of the Warriors 3, Thor's buddies, he has been played by 2 different actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's dead now, so we're real concerned about that. All right, so we're moving on to question number 3. And name actors who have played multiple characters in the MCU. So this is the reverse. I'm looking for actors who have played more than one characters, and you get a point for each one that you get correct. The clock has started now. I told you, Blaine.
How many are there?
I have 5. There are more, but I have like the 5 biggest ones.
Okay.
You're probably I'll be surprised if you get any of these.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I know one, but I know he doesn't count.
Is it the one that Shane just said in the chat? Probably. Okay,
I'm looking at the chat.
we'll save it. I can't see the chat anymore. There it is.
Uh-oh.
All right, I'm gonna count that, Shane, because you're not wrong. Yeah, Jeremy, I'm gonna count that too, even though that's not on my list. And Kyle, you as well. Let me get some more tickets. Guys, share this link. Get some more people in these chats. We're gonna give away some stuffs. All right, we've got 10 seconds on the clock. You still just have the one answer, Ron?
Yeah, and I know he doesn't count though because his first run wasn't.
Well, if it's the same person, I just gave everybody else a point for. Okay, Ron, what's your answer?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans? No, because Johnny's that Fantastic Four movie isn't part of it.
He doesn't count.
All right. Well, everybody in the chat
What
said,
else?
everybody in the chat said Stan Lee, which I guess
Oh.
counts. But
All right, that absolutely counts.
I have here Vin Diesel played 2 different characters.
What did he play? Groot.
He played
And who
Groot
else?
and the son of Groot.
Okay.
Because the Groot from Baby Groot is not Groot. That's Groot's son. Groot died, and that is a different. That is his son.
All right.
Okay, and Benedict Cumberbatch played Doctor Strange and Dormammu.
Oh, did he?
Yes,
I did not know that.
those are the 2 easy ones.
Yeah.
Kenneth Choi is one of Captain America's. I'm blanking. Dum Dum Dugan's gang of soldiers that they rescue. He's
Okay.
the Asian guy. Then he also Morita, and then he plays his own descendant, Principal Morita, who's the principal of Peter Parker's high school. And actually, in the scene where Peter's in his office, you see a picture of his grandfather up on his wall.
Yeah,
So-
I remember that.
yeah. All right, and then also Sean Gunn plays 2 different characters, and Rob Zombie also played 2 different characters. He was 2 different Ravagers in each of the Guardians movies.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty
right.
cool. Howling Commandos. Thank you, Blaine. All right, moving on. Number 4. James Gunn directed both of the Guardians of the Galaxy films. He also cast his brother, Sean Gunn, in what role in both of these movies? Which actually, he had 2 different roles in both movies. So, minute has already started. It's ticking down.
So Sean was 2 different characters in both the Guardians
Jeremy
movies?
got them both right off the... Wow, that was fast. All right, Jer Slider, getting 2 tickets.
How about this? I won't use Google. I'll use Bing. Can I do that?
No, and no Ask Jeeves either. Blaine also got that one.
Can I use MySpace?
Jeremy, I'm impressed. You got that super fast. And Blaine got the other one as well. You have 20 seconds, Ron. Sean Gunn, brother of James Gunn, from the last one.
Did he play Star-Lord's gun?
3.
On this question.
Oh, and this one, so we've gotten 4 so far. Okay, Ron, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you have an answer?
I have no idea.
Sean-
One character, let alone 2.
Sean Gunn plays Kraglin, who is the Ravager that's, like, he's the most well-known Ravager other than the obvious one.
Yeah.
He's the only one that doesn't die in Guardians Volume 2.
Right.
And then he also plays Rocket Raccoon. Not the voice, but he does the animatronics for him.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You may know him from the Gilmore Girls, but probably not.
No,
No,
I do
probably.
not.
Okay, this one's a little easier. Question number 5. What is the origin of the name of Tony's personal AI, Jarvis? So where does he get that name? Clock has already started. Mocap. Yes, mocap. Oh, Jarvis, where does the name come from? I'll give you a hint. It's not an acronym.
Mm-mm.
It is not.
No, it is something. Well, Jarvis.
I'll count that, Jeremy. I will also count that, Blaine.
I'll count that, Ron.
Nope. Nope.
Ron gets a point.
No, Ron doesn't get a point. About half your time.
I know I've known this. At one point, I knew this.
You're gonna feel silly
Oh, I guarantee it.
because it's pretty. Somebody who knew a little bit about the MCU might have been able to guess without actually knowing the answer.
Yeah.
And 2, 1. Do you have an answer, Ron?
He was the butler that took care of Tony when he was little.
I'll give Ron a point on that one. The name comes from Edmund Jarvis, who was Howard Stark's butler.
Okay.
And since Ron is so far behind, we're going to give Ron the opportunity for a bonus point here.
A pity point.
No, this is a bonus point. In what MCU production does Edmund Jarvis appear? There's only one.
And say that again. And which one?
In what MCU production, so which movie or TV show, does Edmund Jarvis, not Jarvis the AI, but the butler, Edmund Jarvis, which does he appear?
Not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What was the one that was before that?
Oh, it's hot.
God, what was
Oh,
her
it's
name?
hot. Oh
What the
my
heck
god.
was-
Oh, it's hot
the,
in here.
The girl. like, back
That
in the
girl who
40s
does
or
things
whatever.
with guns and she has a red hat and a blue
Peggy-
suit.
Peggy Carter. No.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying
I'm right there.
agent.
I know.
You're saying Peggy Carter.
Agent Carter.
Agent Carter. Ron gets a point.
Thank God.
If
That
you
was
haven't
painful.
seen Agent Carter, Edmund Jarvis, he is hilarious. You got to watch that. And Haley Atwell is a treasure. All right, so we're moving on because, wow, we're moving on. All right, this one is a tricky one. Question number 6. Peter Parker first appears in what MCU film? The clock has started. Peter Parker first appears in what MCU film? Okay. Haley Hotwell. Okay, I should not have repeated that. Jeremy, that's not quite right. He was in one before that, and it's one of those word of God things where the director goes, oh yeah, that's a thing, and now it's canon. It's not the obvious one. Half the time is gone.
Was it before the one that I'm thinking of?
It's probably before the one you're thinking of. Oh, Kyle, that's close. That's so close. It's so close. About 20 seconds. No, it's one of those things where the director just said, oh yeah, by the way, you know that person in that one scene? That was Peter Parker. But it's a canon because the studio says, yes, that's a thing.
That was a thing, yeah.
Oh, Shane! Boom! Shane got it! Good job. Yeah, Kyle, you got it as well. Ron, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ron, you got an answer? Or a guess? Guess.
I'm going to say Iron Man 2.
Oh, you got it!
I knew it wasn't Avengers.
At the scene at the expo at the end, he saves a kid in an Iron Man mask, and that has canonically become Peter Parker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they show him?
They show the kid in an Iron Man mask. Yeah.
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 Okay.
All right. Sorry, Blaine. Better luck next time. All right. Moving on to number 7. This Asgardian character has crossed the proverbial line and starred in both a Marvel Cinematic film and television show. Clock has already begun. You can't say it until the time's up.
No, I can see the character and I can describe this character. I have no idea what her character name or her actress
Blaine
name
got
is.
it.
Blaine, help me out. Send me the
Jeremy got it. This was the episode where I got locked into this show. I was like, yes, this show is good.
And Shane.
Okay. We are almost through these guys. I know we're going long tonight, but we're having fun. Ron, you've got about 10 seconds.
Not gonna help. You might as well call it.
So you know who it is, but you don't know the character name?
I don't know the character or the actress that did it.
Okay.
I know this.
If you can,
I know what she was in.
Okay, if you can describe the episode to me, and then we'll.
It was.
All right,
go ahead,
Ron.
Agents of Shield.
It was Agents of Shield.
Yeah, she showed up to help get rid of the blue dudes, she was tracking one down.
The Kree.
She was after the Kree that was stirring up all the trouble.
Lady Sif.
Lady Sif.
All right, we'll count. We'll give Ron a point for that one.
Another pity point. I'll take it. I'll take all I can get.
He'll take all the pity points. All right, the slaughtering of Ron Davis continues. Question number 8. Star of Solo, a Star Wars story, Donald Glover plays whom in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Do I know this?
I'm surprised you have any
Why
points.
are you asking us?
What's the score? What am I up to?
You're at 6 and the audience has 16.
Hey, I'll take 6.
Which I'm
That's
pretty
good.
sure we probably actually owe the audience a couple points there, but that's that's fine. All right, I'll help you out. He is in a Phase 3 movie. Jeremy got it. No, Jeremy's correct, Blaine. Although he has not assumed that title in the movie, but it is that character. He's in Spider-Man Homecoming, Ron. If you can give me a description, not the name, just be like, he's the guy in that scene where Spider-Man does blank. I will give it to you.
I don't remember him in anything.
Yes, that's right, Blaine. You got that. Yep. Okay. All right, the audience has got that. I'm going to end the pain. He plays Aaron Davis, who is the Prowler. And if you remember in Spider-Man Homecoming, he's the guy who's looking to buy weapons off of Michael Keaton's crew. And then Peter he webs him to his car.
Yeah, and he glues his hand out. Yeah, okay.
That's Lando.
I honestly didn't realize that. Even knowing the scene, I liked that scene because I thought it was really funny because he played it really well.
I got ice cream in here. You're a bad guy. You deserve it. All right. 2 more to go. leading ladies with tiny roles. So I'm going to list out several actresses who have roles in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and all you have to do is give us the characters that they play, and you will get 1 point for each.
Oh, is this like a lightning round? Do I yell this out?
Sure. You're not going to know a single one of these, so it doesn't matter. All right. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Catwoman.
Miley Cyrus. Michelle Yeoh, and Jennifer Connelly. All four have roles in the MCU. You get 1 point each for these correct answers. This is question 9. It's quite difficult.
Say those names again.
Michelle Pfeiffer, Miley Cyrus, Michelle Yeoh, and Jennifer Connelly.
Man.
All right, I'm going to take pity on you because I can't stand this.
Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
Michelle Pfeiffer is in Ant-Man. Miley Cyrus and Michelle Yeoh are both in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And Jennifer Connelly is in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Where was Miley Cyrus in Guardians?
Not quite, Jeremy. Thomas, you got one of them. Mr. Blaine, you got one of them. Yeah. Blaine got one.
Quit looking at Google, Ron.
Don't. I can't even type those names.
All right, one more time.
I don't get Michelle Pfeiffer for Catwoman.
Michelle Pfeiffer was in Ant-Man. Miley Cyrus and Michelle Yeoh were in... yes, Blaine, you got that one. That is correct. Miley Cyrus and Michelle Yeoh are both in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And Jennifer Connelly is in Spider-Man Homecoming. Ron, you have 5 seconds. All right.
What?
Okay. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Pass.
Michelle Pfeiffer plays Janet Van Dyne in Ant-Man. She did the mocap for the one scene on the plane where it's the scene where Michael Douglas is explaining what happened to his wife.
Oh, okay.
She does the mocap for Janet in that scene.
Okay.
For the original Wasp.
Right.
Miley Cyrus and Michelle Yeoh both played Ravagers at the end of the movie where Sylvester Stallone brings all the Ravager leaders together and they have the Ravager funeral.
Right. And they're on the bridge of one of the ships.
Uh-huh. And Jennifer Connelly plays Karen, the AI from Spider-Man's suit.
Oh, okay.
Which is charming. All right, let's end this. Question 10. Howard the Duck was voiced by whom? Go.
Like the 80s to Howard the Duck?
Howard the Duck in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's in 2 movies.
Vin Diesel.
Voiced by the same person in both. No, but Vin Diesel is also in both of those movies.
Yeah.
Blaine got it. Jeremy got it.
Is it a well-known name?
Yes.
Mark Hamill.
No, but a comparable, like somebody who's also known as a voice actor and as a regular actor.
Pee Wee Herman.
No, God, you suck. 30 seconds, Ron.
No, I got no idea.
Envy. I'm not envious of your points.
Nevada? Is he from Nevada? That doesn't help me.
Your son.
Which one?
Your son and Envy. The good one. Excuse me, the better one. I mean, God. I'm not trying to poop on you, Caleb. I'm sorry.
Envy. I got nothing.
Seth Green.
Oh, I met Seth Green.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Where?
We were at one of the comic conventions. I think it was.
Shane got that as well.
I don't know. It's been a while.
All right, final score. Ron, nothing. Audience,
Bull,
1 million.
I got points.
Okay.
How many points did I get?
I
got
you
at
got
least
6. You got 6
6
points. How many of those were petty points?
That's acceptable.
We're gonna pull some names. Ron, type these up so we don't forget. All right, so
Wait, what's the first one we're giving away?
2 tickets to see Infinity Wars this Thursday night is going to, and remember, once I pull your name, you can't win another one. That is going to Mr. Jeremy Slider.
Jeremy, congrats.
Yes. and then a 3-month subscription to any comic book series.
I think we should get to pick the comic book series. No.
Okay.
Bad idea.
All right. Here's what the actual prize is. You can have a 3-month sub to any comic book series. If you let Ron pick, you get a year.
I'll do that.
Okay.
It'll be so bad.
That one is to Mr. Shane Godfrey.
Shane, congrats.
Caleb is wonderful. I just think Seth is dapper. Shane. That's all it is. Caleb's a 9. Seth is a 10. I'm sorry. We're debating about which of your sons is better in the chat. I'm sorry. You can get back in the chat, by the way. All right.
Or Lakin.
Lakin is not a son. And also, I have no sound. There we go. All right, and a final prize, which is a free trade paperback, goes to somebody who already won a prize. Goes to Mr. Kyle. Kyle, you won a free trade paperback. Woohoo! All right, thank you everybody who participates. We're gonna do something like this again, but much shorter. So we're gonna condense. I really like that, but the next time we're gonna do it, we're gonna condense that a little bit. All right, we've got a sale. Moving on to our sale, all of our Marvel back issues are buy one get one. To clarify, the back issues are the comics from the big wooden boxes. Things on the wall are new comics. Things in the big wooden boxes, those are back issues. They are buy one, get one. If they are Marvel, just mention This Week at Four Horsemen at the counter when you check out. Now we're moving on to our social medias. Please don't go away because we do have a very special post-credit scene this week. Please like us at facebook.com/4horsemencomics. Follow us on Instagram at 4horsemencomics. Watch all of our content at youtube.com/c/4horsemencomicsgaming. God, I need a bottle of water. Follow us on Twitter at the number 4horsemencomics. Watch all of our streaming content at twitch.tv/4horsemencomics. And follow us, shop our TCG inventory at shop.4horsemencomics.com. All right, this week we were supposed to do a scene from The Princess Bride, which we will be doing next week.
Six-fingered man.
Yes, we will be doing the six-fingered man scene next week. We decided to do something with a Marvel flair this week. We're up to Infinity War, but we're going to go back to the beginning, to Iron Man, to the very best scene from Iron Man. And that is what we are giving to you this week. Take it away, Mr. Rhodey.
And now, Mr. Stark has prepared a speech. He will not be taking any questions.
Been a while since I've been in front of you. I think I'll stick to the cards this time. There's been speculation that I was involved in the events that occurred on the freeway and the rooftop.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stark, but do you honestly expect us to believe that was a bodyguard in a suit that conveniently appeared despite the fact
I know it's confusing. It is one thing to question the official story, and another thing entirely to make wild accusations or insinuate that I'm a superhero.
I never said you were a superhero.
Didn't?
Mm-mm.
Well, good. Because that would be outlandish and fantastic. I'm just not the hero type, clearly. With this laundry list of character defects and all the mistakes I've made, largely public.
Just stick to the cards, man.
Yeah, okay. The truth is, I am Iron Man. Na na na